Yo, what's up guys? Today's video is a video that I've wanted to make for a while now, but the picture just got much clearer for the Chicago Bulls. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Also leave a quick like on today's video. It takes a second and it helps me out. But either way, let's just jump right into today's video, because I'd say the next question for the Chicago Bulls is, what's the next move for the Chicago Bulls? Like, what's coming next? Because Arcidiacono was talking to the media the other day, and he said no matter what, any opportunity that comes, the Chicago Bulls are going to try and make their team better. And to end the media session, Arcidiacono said we're not done yet. You know, the Chicago Bulls just traded for another all-star to finally get Zach LaVine some help on this roster. I made some videos on that. Check those out if you guys missed it. But either way, the Bulls finally have two all-stars on this roster. And the Chicago Bulls are finally trending upwards, it's starting to look like. And not only did the Chicago Bulls get Zach LaVine some help, they got him another all-star to pair with. They also upgraded this roster on every trade. I believe we won every trade. We upgraded in every position and added a lot of depth to this roster. So some Bulls fans might ask, what's next for the Chicago Bulls? And I believe the picture is pretty clear. You know, we just traded for an all-star. We traded our young center, Wendell Carter Jr., and two future first-rounders. And I know some fans are mad that we traded those two future first. But hear me out, guys. I don't mind trading those picks, especially if you're getting an all-star player like Nikola, Vucevic in return. That's just the price you have to pay for an all-star nowadays. And the two draft picks that we did trade were the 2021 and the 2023 first-rounders. And they both had with top 4 projections. So if the Orlando Magic are that bad, which it's looking like they're going to be bad, they're going to be tanking. They traded all their good players like Vucevic. They traded Aaron Gordon. You know, they're just blowing up that team. And if the Magic get a top 4 pick in 2021 or 2023, the Chicago Bulls get a top 4 draft pick. That is a steal. I feel bad for the Orlando Magic and their fans. Either way, let's just get right back into the video. You know, the Bulls might have a future top 4 pick in 2021 or 2023. They have an all-star center right now that's averaging 25 points and 12 rebounds a game to pair with Zach LaVine. And it's obvious that the Chicago Bulls are committed to Zach LaVine. You know, just a few months ago, there was a lot of fans and a lot of trade rumors involving Zach LaVine. I was never for Zach LaVine. He's putting up historical numbers this season. He is a walking bucket. You know, he is super efficient on the floor, and he's only getting better game by game, season by season. Nobody works harder than Zach LaVine. I've made many workout videos of him literally working out every day in the offseason. You know, his offseason trainer has told him many times that he needs to take days off because he's just working out every day and he's working too hard and he's just going to hurt himself. You could see how much Zach LaVine loves Chicago and loves the game of basketball. And even yesterday I posted a video, check that out if you guys missed it as well, of Zach LaVine wanting to stay in Chicago. And he also said adding a player like Nikola Vucevic not only wants him to stay more, you know, it gives him some help on the offensive end and just makes the Bulls team better, but it also makes the Chicago Bulls an extremely attractive destination for future free agents. And that's where the Chicago Bulls just have failed in the past. You know, the Chicago Bulls have not landed big free agents. I think that time is finally starting to change. Because if you look at this roster, they have two all-stars that are both on cheap contracts. You know, Zach LaVine's only making about $20 million a season. You know, he probably is going to get extended by the Chicago Bulls this offseason or next offseason coming up. So he's obviously going to be making, I'd say, probably $30 million, maybe $25 million, depending on how much he wants. You know, but either way, for two all-stars, pretty much making under $40 million a season is incredible. You know, like I said, Zach LaVine's making anywhere from $18 to $20 million right now. And Nikola Vucevic for this season is making 26. And not only is he putting up great numbers, you know, he is 30 years old, but he's under contract for the next 2 seasons as well, including this year. And his salary for each year goes down. You know, this year he's making $26 million. Next year he's making $24, and then in 2023 he's making $22 million. That is a steal for an all-star center, putting up incredible numbers. And not only did the Chicago Bulls only upgrade this whole roster in the trade deadline, they also got a new head coach before the season started. You know, Billy Donovan is a great head coach in the league. A lot of players love him. Bradley Beal says he loves him. Joakim Noah. Just all-star players that might want to come to Chicago to play for him. And especially to play with Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic. And the bigger picture is, you know, the Chicago Bulls did trade those 2 first-round picks. Like I said, they are projected, so the Bulls could just get them back and get another young stud to add to this roster. But it's obvious the Chicago Bulls believe Patrick Williams is going to be good. If they're trading, I'd say 2 future firsts. Like I said, that is the price to pay. And they did just trade 2 future firsts when I'd say the Bulls' past few lottery picks have not been really well. I believe they're banking on a Patrick Williams, Zach LaVine, and Nikola Vucevic, I'd say young core to really beef up this roster and hopefully land a big free agent. Patrick Williams is 6'7". He's been playing the small forward, power forward position this season. He can literally play any position. He can even play the center if we really wanted to go that small, but of course he'd kind of get manhandled by some centers. But either way, on this season, he's been nothing but solid. He is 19. He is the second youngest NBA player in the NBA, and he's only getting better game by game. And you can see he has those special superstar plays. He just hasn't really had the minutes and the time to do so especially. Whenever Patrick Williams wants to score, wants to bring up the ball or take it coast to coast, he does it. This kid is going to be a stud, and I'm happy that the Chicago Bulls are banking on him and just waiting for him to keep getting better. He's not the big name like LaMelo Ball, but I promise in a few years he is going to be good. I expect him to become the next Kawhi Leonard. I know that's a big comparison, but he does have all the physical tools and just the game that represents Kawhi. And speaking of Kawhi, like I said earlier in today's video, the Chicago Bulls just became an attractive free agent destination. The Bulls did have to lose some of their cap space to trade for Nikola Vucevic and Aminu and the other trades. But no matter what, the Bulls are still expected to have $24 million in cash this offseason. And the Bulls obviously can make more if they just cut Thaddeus Young or trade Sato. There's moves to make more money. The cap space really doesn't matter. There's easy moves you can make to clear up some money. But for this season, it's obvious that the Bulls are committed to Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic. They added some all-star help around him, and they want to aim for the playoffs and make this even more of a, I'd say, attractive destination for free agents. Torres even said that the other day. He wants Chicago to start acting like a big market and land big free agents. This offseason coming up was supposed to be a huge free agent class with a lot of big names, but a lot of them signed extensions and are more than likely not going to decline their player options. A free agent that I would love to get to add to this roster is Kawhi Leonard. I just don't see it happening. I hate to say it. He won a championship in Toronto and still left to go home. He also complained about Toronto being too cold, so, Chicago's just as cold. I doubt he'd want to come here. But there has been some rumors about him not being happy with the Clippers and how inconsistent they are. But no matter what, he does have a player option this offseason coming up. And I just don't see him, I'd say, joining the Chicago Bulls. It's more of a dream scenario, but you never know in the NBA. The Chicago Bulls have talked about upgrading the point guard position all season long. I'm surprised we didn't at the trade deadline. There was a lot of rumors about trading for Lonzo Ball. I expect the Bulls to target him this offseason, but he's looking to get paid. He's looking to make anywhere from $18 to $20 million a season as well. And I'm not sure if I see him as that third star to help Chicago win a championship. Don't get me wrong, Lonzo will be a very good fit with the Bulls. He'd be a solid player. But pretty much making $20 million or wants to make $20 million like Nikola Vucevic is making, I just don't know if Lonzo's that third star to get the Chicago Bulls over the hump and be a contender again. There's some big free agents out there other than Kawhi. Drew Holiday's out there. He has a player option. John Collins is out there. But I don't know, man. Just this free agency class was supposed to have a bunch of big names, and it's kind of looking disappointing. Mike Conley's out there that upgrade the point guard position. But like I said, I just don't see any of these guys, other than Kawhi if he declines his option, helping the Bulls win a championship. Victor Oladipo's out there, but he's had injury issues. DeMar DeRozan's out there. Chris Paul, but he's on a player option. Lonzo Ball, like I said. Andre Drummond, but I'm just not sure. I don't see any of these guys, I'd say, pushing the Bulls to win a championship. So what I expect for the Chicago Bulls to do next is trade for another all-star, whether that's this offseason or next offseason. I see it coming. Torres said we're not done. I could see us signing Lonzo Ball. He wouldn't be a bad third option. Just I don't know if we'd just be solid. I think we need to make a bigger move like that, like the Nikola Vucevic trade. We need to make another big trade, get another all-star or superstar on this roster to make the Chicago Bulls, I'd say, legitimate again. I miss the days when the Bulls were trying to win a championship every year. It seems like we're finally trending upwards, but I just don't know if this offseason is the key for the Bulls. I love the Nikola Vucevic trade, getting Zach LaVine some help. I like that duo, but the Bulls' next move is to try and find a third star to pair with these two. There's a lot of options out there. Patrick Williams could possibly grow and become that. There's I'd say some solid free agent point guards and free agent options this offseason. Nothing crazy unless Kawhi declines his option. But no matter what, it's obvious the Bulls are committed to Zach LaVine, want to make a playoff run, and they want to start contending for a championship and start treating Chicago like a big free agent market. Definitely leave any comments or questions below today's video about today's video and how the Bulls can add a third star to this roster. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.